Good morning everyone, Kate here and welcome to another blast of sofa sessions with LaRosse. So today we're inviting in our amazing sleep guru, Leanne, and I'm just going to let her introduce herself right now. So I'm going to stop talking. So Leanne, over to you.
Thank you, Kate. Hi, my name is Leanne Naylor, and I am a sleep consultant and therapist and a psychiatric nurse. I've been working in the NHS for just over 15 years in mental health and supporting people with their sleep.
So impressive. So let me tell you a little bit about how I managed to hunt Leanne down, literally hunt Leanne down. So as you all know from our previous video, we have got quite heavily involved in running events to help support and educate people about the menopause. And one of the main factors, I mean, sleep impacts us all in some way, or a lack of, for a better expression, but it's really, really important. It's a big area of concern with those who are going through the menopause. So we asked Leanne to pop by to one of our events to kind of speak to our guests about what they can do at home, and she blew our minds. And I think before Leanne left, every member of staff was like, can I book a session in? Can I book a session in? So Leanne, tell us a little bit about, I mean, if someone's listening to this and go, sleep consultant, sleep therapy, really? Tell me more, just tell me more.
Yeah, okay, I do get that response quite often actually.
Not from me,
No.
Not from me.
So I use a combination of therapies, so neurolinguistic programming, NLP, which you might have heard of, cognitive behavioural therapy, also known as CBT, hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, kind of the best bits of each part all rolled in together to get a real good transformation of your sleep. Because often people have bought all the lotions and potions and tried lots of different things, and then they haven't resolved the issue, and that's when they come to me basically, is when, you know, it's the last point of call, and to really sort of dig deep into their conscious and subconscious to find out what the belief system is going on around their sleep. And quite often there is a lot going on in terms of our beliefs and our emotional state, which is preventing us from sleeping. We're just not always aware of it. So that's where I come in and I help you with all of that. Get into a good sleep routine, get you looking at your eating habits, get you looking at your hormones as well. You know, particularly when we think about menopause and perimenopausal people, often the hormone imbalance is a big trigger to poor sleep, particularly if it's things like progesterone, which if that isn't where it should be, can be a big sleep disruptor. So it's good that we can look at that as well, being here in the clinic. And look at the person's entire well-being, so not just mindset, but mindset and hormonal imbalances and
a health profile almost. Yeah. So Leanne, one of the things that I know you got asked a lot of at the event was, well, I go to sleep every night at sort of 9 o'clock on the dot and I wake up at 7 o'clock, but I feel tired. Why? Why is that the case? If you're sleeping, if you're in bed, you're not moving and you're getting up, why do people sometimes say they feel even more exhausted when they wake up?
A couple of reasons, a few reasons actually, but the top two tend to be either they're not getting enough good quality sleep, which means maybe there's a sleep cycle that we all go through, there's about 5 stages in that. And often some people will only get to stage 2, maybe even 3 max. So they're not getting the deeper stages of sleep, which is where all the repair work takes place, where our bodies and our minds have the ability to repair and heal and rejuvenate. The other prominent reason that I'm finding is, particularly with women who are perimenopausal or menopausal, like I mentioned just now, their hormone levels could be out of sync. So that could be a factor. So they're going to bed at the same time, waking at the same time, but still waking up feeling exhausted. That's an indication, again, that you're not getting good quality sleep. So even if it is down to hormones, it's preventing you from getting that deep level of sleep quite often. So that's why we're waking and feeling tired still.
So I know people say, oh, I've always been a bad sleeper, and they kind of brush it off as insignificant almost, as if it only just makes them feel ropey throughout the day. But what are the long-term impacts to our health I guess mentally and physiologically, if you're not having that good quality sleep?
Huge. Huge.
I know. As I'm asking that, I thought, I hope we've got enough battery on this.
Right. Well, poor sleep impacts our entire well-being, and I can't get that across enough. Mentally, emotionally, physically, in every way, shape and form. So in terms of our mood, it can really make our mood fluctuate. More often than not, it's going to drop. So there's a higher incidence of depression, anxiety, stress, diabetes, heart problems. The British Heart Foundation, back in 2020, I think it was now, did a really good study on the impacts on our hearts and our cardiovascular function. And also in terms of ageing, if we're not sleeping well over a prolonged period of time, or not getting a good quality sleep over a period of time, we're going to age significantly quicker than somebody that is. And that includes things like how we look, in terms of our cognitive ability, and also in terms of our fitness ability as well. So anyone that likes to go to the gym, doing CrossFit, weightlifting, yoga, running, whatever it might be, you will notice that your ability, your strength and your stamina will be far less than if you are sleeping well.
So if somebody's listening to this and thinking, right, okay, I didn't know this was a thing, I have not slept in forever, what would your advice to be about how they can get in contact with you? Or what would you say, come in for a consultation first, have a chat? What's your normal process?
I would say, first of all, have a consultation. So all my consultations are free. They last between half an hour to an hour, depending on the person. And you can either do that online, or we can do it here in the clinic. And then after that, I will find out then what it is that you need. So it might be that you need to have some hormone checks if you are perimenopausal or menopausal. So we could do that first to eliminate anything there. And then we might look at working on the mindset and the therapeutic side of things. But that would all come about in the consultation. That will give me an idea of what's needed and when. I also do full mental health assessment as well, because quite often some people can come to me with underlying mental health conditions that they maybe weren't aware of or were in denial about, and that can be a factor to poor sleep. And then we'll go from there in terms of what therapy is needed, how much, and whether you want to do it in person or online.
That's so amazing. Honestly, I think when we kind of connected through the M word, I think it became very apparent that we had to steal Leanne. Unfortunately, she has other jobs to go to, so we can't have her here all the time. But we're just really grateful, because for us, it's about having, we've talked about wanting to be more than that aesthetic clinic, to really move into the realm of looking after our patients, being like a well woman clinic and well man clinic. Because if you're feeling good, you're sleeping well, and you're physiologically well, you're looking good. And I think they go hand in hand, and it makes sense to us. It feels very organic. So Leanne is going to be here 2 days a week. Very, very soon, we're going to be whacking up her availability so you can start scheduling those consultations. But I'm going to aim in the next sort of week after this premiere to make sure that all the information is on our website so you can access it. And if you've got any questions to Leanne, feel free to fire them over, and we can get a little bit of a video response from you. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming in. And I think it's really about educating, and I know from speaking to Leanne for like 10 minutes, I learned so much about not so much the impact of sleep, because I think I already knew, especially from working as a nurse, how important it is to get that, but also how many things that I am doing to kind of hinder myself from having that sleep. And I was like, I need to do better. So yeah, if you've got any questions, or if you want to book a consultation with Leanne, we'll make sure that information is readily available to you. But Leanne, thanks again. It's
Pleasure.
Been amazing to have you. Thank you. And you get to keep that mug.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.